concrete yields to steady pressure, it is ready for texturing. However, before positioning the texture mats, apply an even layer of Bond True Color Release Agent across the area to be textured. Texture mats will not work without the use of the release agent. When selecting a release agent, choose a color that complements the color hardener. Although the release isn't designed to color concrete, some of it will remain on the finished surface, adding depth and enhancing the overall color of the project. Similar to the color hardener, the release agent also settles during shipment. It's very important to fluff up the material, not only when the pail is opened, but throughout the entire application. When texturing, a consistent and adequate layer of release must exist between the concrete and the mats. The material should be thrown onto the concrete in amounts thick enough to prevent damp concrete from bleeding through to the mat, yet thin enough so that the powder does not diminish the mat's detail. Release agent may also be brushed directly onto the mats prior to use. Take care placing the first mat into position. A tamper may be used to press the mat straight down and flush to the concrete. Do not use more force than necessary. Remember, anchoring this first mat into place, along with the established reference line, is critical when using mats with a straight line pattern. Repeat the process, placing the second mat next to the first, and continue with as many mats as are available. In order to minimize later touch-up work, take care that the mats are placed together as tightly as possible until tamped firmly into place. If not placed tightly against each other, double lines may appear and the pattern will not run true. Once in place, tamp the mats so that they bottom out against the concrete. A consistent amount of force is required, although more force may be needed when further into the pour. The goal is to achieve uniform texture throughout the project and is the responsibility of the person working the tamper. When picking up mats, it is important to break the suction on each mat before it is completely removed. To do so, carefully lift from one side using your thumb and the handle. Continue picking up and placing mats, leapfrogging out in the planned direction. Some patterns are available in more than one design, as is indicated by the variously colored mats on this project. Alternating mats by color minimizes repeat of the pattern and enhances the overall look of the job. In most cases, the shape and dimensions of the area to be textured will not be divisible by the dimensions of a single mat. Thus, some handwork will be required to texture certain areas. Here, the mat is shown overlapping the edge of the form. While imprinting this area, the mat should be supported by hand or by materials on the job site. This will ensure complete texturing. A more flexible floppy mat or wall hugger is used to get into corners up against a wall or around a stationary object. At almost half of the thickness of the regular mats, wall hugger floppies can be manipulated and folded to texture hard-to-reach areas. Bond Tool also makes companion accessory mats to imprint places where neither the texture mat or the floppy will work. Periodically inspect the work for areas requiring a deeper impression. A chisel or jointer may be used to complete the pattern if the mat fails to leave an impression. Usually by the next day, the concrete is set sufficiently to begin the removal of the release agent using a pressure washer. If the job is located close to other structures, consider that dust will be kept to a minimum by first washing the area with a soft broom and low-pressure hose. Take care walking on this fresh surface. At this stage, it is possible to work release into the concrete and damage the finished texture. To provide color contrast and a more natural appearance, some of the release agent should remain on the textured surface. As much as 15 or 20% can be left on the concrete, depending on the desired effect. Varying the distance of the pressure washer nozzle to the textured surface is a technique used to achieve the desired look. When the concrete is thoroughly dry, Boss Gloss concrete sealer is applied for enhancement of the color and protection. Boss Gloss is an acrylic-based 30% solid sealer available from Bond Tool Company. Two application methods are commonly used, rolling and spraying. If rolling, apply 2 coats. The first coat should be applied moving the roller east to west, while the second coat goes on moving north and south. Doing so will eliminate roller lines on the surface of the concrete. If spraying, use a commercial-grade sprayer to evenly coat the entire surface. Take care to avoid buildup in corners. Excessive sealer could become sticky in high heat conditions. This is just one example of how a standard concrete project can be enhanced and indeed improved with the use of color and texture. This beautiful patio will be enjoyed for many years with very little maintenance. Texture mats, True Color Hardener, Ironox Integral Color, Boss Gloss, Concrete Sealer, and True Color Release are part of the Bond way of decorating concrete. The Bond way techniques and products allow contractors to add greater profits to almost any concrete job. In addition to the Bond way decorative concrete products, Bond Tool Company manufactures over 3,000 other products for the building trades in both domestic and international markets. Learn more about Bond Tool Company products and maximize profits on your next project. Call 1-800-444-7060 today.